Almost 60% digital revenue growth year-on-year in Q1 alone. From a business some people still think of as just a mobile telecom operator. Welcome back to the Q Report. I'm Seb, and today we're looking at VEON's Q1 2026. So let's start by setting the numbers first. Total revenues for Q1, $1.2 billion. Revenue growth, 17% year-on-year.
EBITDA of $517 million, up 17.7% year-on-year. Margin at 43%, up 20 basis points year-on-year. And digital revenues up 57.7% to $302 million. Now, more than a quarter of group revenues.
Quite a quarter.
So Seb, what do you make of it?
I'll start with the line that surprised me most. Their digital revenues now make up more than a quarter of the whole business.
And the surprising part is what's inside that quarter, Seb. In Q1, $135 million from digital financial services, premium digital entertainment nearly doubled year-on-year, and ride-hailing through Uklon delivered $33 million.
So how did they get there? An operator that on paper is still a mobile network, how does it end up running e-health apps, online marketplaces, and ride-hailing apps?
They either build their own services, like JazzCash or Tamasha in Pakistan or Rise in Bangladesh, or they acquire the category leader, like the ride-hailing app Uklon, or e-health-related services like Tabletki and Helsi in Ukraine. Then they're able to offer their customers a growing range of digital services which are often using connectivity, also provided by VEON's local operators.
So the connectivity offering is how they deliver these digital services.
Yes, but not always. These services are leaders in their own right, and last quarter, 72.5 million of VEON's 228.9 million digital customers were digital only, meaning the digital service is what brought them to VEON. The framing they use is DO 1440. Basically, there are 1,440 minutes in a day, and a traditional operator is usually only relevant for those few minutes when you actually speak on the phone, but that's not the case with VEON.
DO 1440 is the platform. So what's AI 1440?
The next phase. Augmented intelligence layered across the platform, embedded in the same digital services in local languages, deployed to empower customers and give them tools to make them so-called heroes at what they do, whether that's a teacher in Dhaka, a doctor in Islamabad, or a farmer in Ukraine's Black Earth region.
And this is already happening?
Yes, in all VEON's markets right now. Tamasha's recommendations engine in Pakistan, Janimda's Kazakh language tutor in Kazakhstan, and Rise's personalised entertainment in Bangladesh. Real products, real users.
Pakistan is leading the way in terms of the digital financial services story, though.
Yes, JazzCash is a major digital business in its own right. It had 29.2 million active users in Q1. 1 million merchants are live on Rast, that's Pakistan's national instant payment system that uses QR codes. And the number that genuinely shifts how you think about this, more than 202,000 digital loans are issued every single day, on average, in Q1 2026.
200,000 loans a day from a wallet on a phone?
And it's to people the formal banking system was never built to reach. Small merchants, micro-entrepreneurs. The data sits inside the operator already, so the credit assessment happens in seconds. That's what financial inclusion at scale actually looks like.
And they're expanding into digital financial services such as insurance. How are they balancing that with ongoing investment in spectrum and network infrastructure?
VEON has cleared regulatory hurdles to acquire TPL Insurance, extending the JazzCash platform into digital-first insurance, subject to closing. Jazz secured 190 megahertz of spectrum for $239.5 million, materially enhancing network capacity, coverage and quality. And that strengthens the foundation for sustained growth and the next phase of scalable, high-frequency digital engagement across its product suite.
And then there's Ukraine.
Yes, Kyivstar's digital revenue grew 270.3% year-on-year. Over 5 million Kyivstar customers have connected their devices via Starlink satellites at least once. Kyivstar has also made its first investment in renewable energy, acquiring a 12.9 megawatt solar facility that supplies Ukraine's national grid and is expected to improve their overall carbon footprint.
So they own the customer relationship through the connectivity offering and are able to provide services on top.
And it's in markets with young and growing populations who are increasingly consuming digital services.
So how does all that look on the balance sheet?
Leverage at 1.07 times, a $100 million annual buyback policy in place, management owns close to 2% of the company, and none of this growth is being funded with the kind of capital burn a high-growth tech business usually relies on.
And the company has now raised its full-year revenue outlook.
Management has guided to 11 to 14% revenue growth for 2026, up from earlier guidance. That's the shorthand for what we've just walked through. Digital scaling, infrastructure investment funded internally, augmented intelligence beginning to layer in.
2 years ago, calling this a digital operator would have felt like marketing language. But this quarter, well, that digital line is doing the heavy lifting on the income statement. The label has to follow the cash flow at some point.
And the question for investors is how long the market keeps pricing it as the old version.
Something to think about. This has been the Q Report looking at VEON Q1 2026. We'll see you on the next one.